You will pay with your soul one day, my dears.
Welcome to Splintered Spirits, the paranormal podcast hosted by me, Gary, and my nephew, John Santa from Santa Paranormal. Our guest this week is Lori Bruno, an Italian-American hereditary high priestess and elder of the Sicilian Strega lineage. She's a witch, folks. Born into a family with teachings dating back to at least the 10th century. Founder of the non-denominational Our Lord and Lady of the Trinacrian Rose Church, and former owner of the now-closed Magica, her renowned spiritual shop in Salem, Massachusetts. That's right, Lori is not just any witch, she's a Salem witch. And she has spent decades performing psychic readings, healing rituals, and even assisting law enforcement in missing persons cases, all while preserving ancient Stregarian traditions. Known affectionately as Strega Nonna, or the Witch of Salem, she's as notable for her warm, grandmotherly demeanor, I love you being her signature sign-off, as she is for her powerful work, curing sick animals, blessing homes during downturns. Look, let's just dive right into the conversation. Hey everybody, we are here with Lori Bruno, John, this is a real Salem witch.
Awesome. Hello, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I like to start out asking everyone the same question to start, just to get a sort of baseline where everyone's belief system is and what we do. So Lori, what do you think spirits are, and what happens when we die?
What spirits are is the essence of the soul and the light that surrounds them. That is what spirits are. And what they are to be in the other world is when they want to come to let us see them. Okay? But the spirit is that essence of the soul that never dies. It's a circle which never dies.
When you say soul, is it from like sort of your like a religious background, or is it something, is it another or scientific background? Like where do you come up with soul? Is it based in like a Catholicism soul, how we think of it?
The soul is in everything. Even a rock has a soul. Oh, I said something that's kind of strange, didn't I?
That's a Native American belief. The Native Americans believe that
it's also a belief.
Damn it, we had tech issues this entire episode. Right now, everyone's frozen. Tech. John, are you still there?
I'm still here.
So she just... Lori's talking about one of her great ancestors in the 1600s.
Italy. And he became a Dominican monk. And he was chastised for his beliefs. He said the earth went around the sun, and there were a multiplicity of universes. They condemned him. Okay? And they brought him before the Inquisitional Court on February the 11th, 1600. And what happened is that they condemned him to death. And it's interesting, a few years ago, on February 11th, the Vatican was hit by a thunderbolt of lightning. And that's the day they condemned my ancestor, quite a few years before that. So February 17, 1600, they took him out on the Campo de Fiori. They put an iron mask in his mouth to not let him speak. They were afraid of truth. There are two things you can never hide, the sun and truth. Well, no, they burned my ancestor, but his thoughts are always here in my heart, and they're part of me. And where's the soul? It is within each and every one of us. Our ancestors' soul is there. It's part of the DNA. The dead are near always. They never die. Your skin is the skin that belongs to many people that were before you. So where is the soul? The Egyptians said the soul dwells within the heart. And that was the only organ that they left when they embalmed the people. Because
they had to, because that's the scales. They would put the heart on the scale, and you needed it for the afterlife. Yes.
And my
very well.
Put the feather in her head, put it on the scale, and said,
Yeah.
if it doesn't balance, guess who gets you? The devourer, which looks like an
Mhm.
alligator. Oh, yeah. Listen, you cannot fool things too long out there. Let me tell you, it does come, and you will know despair. All right? Many years ago, during 9/11, I wrote a poem on that morning, and it goes like this, if you'd like me to say it.
Go for it.
Please.
In the name of God, how odd, war condone, skull and bone. You forgot there's all right to hurt your sister and your brother. Oh, you forgot the great mother. Garden of Eden, that's what we're needing. Become a caring nation, not the uncreation, the God of light, Allah, Buddha, Christ, and Great Mother. Want humanity to love one another. Hate not for the religion or color of the skin or anything else. Look into the heart, the soul is within. Create, not destroy. Make the world filled with joy. This is not odd. It is a place of goddess and God, a balance of creation. Become that caring nation. Create the love from above, and you will move forth with life forever. The soul does exist in every one of us, in the stone, in everything. There is the soul. Look, and you will see. And from negativity, you will be free. Washington, you need that now more than ever.
That is
Wow, you
that
have
was,
that memorized too. That's great.
that is
Oh,
wonderful.
I have a good memory. I've
Yes,
lived
you
80,
do. I
I've
can
lived
tell.
85 summers I've lived.
There is no way you lived 85 summers.
I was born
85
No,
summers.
I was born April
Wow.
27th, 1940, the same day as Ulysses S. Grant lived. Now, tell about
Wow.
that.
That's my mother's
Ulysses S.
birthday, by the
Grant.
way.
Yeah. George Washington was the father of the country. Ulysses
Yeah.
S. Grant saved the Union.
Yeah.
Understand me. All these people wanted humanity to live and not die.
So it's so, Laura, it's funny. You said February 11th. Another weird coincidence is this podcast dropped on February 11th.
Isn't that funny? Giordano Bruno is coming to give you truth.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
they burned him alive, but the ashes that flew all over Rome that day ended up in the drinking water. The bread that the baker was making, all pieces of soul were there. And as long as men and women seek the truth, all of those who perished in flames are never forgotten. They
So
live in us. Go ahead.
so Laura,
So Laura, you've been in Salem for how long now? You've been all your life you lived in Salem?
No. I moved to Salem in 2009.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody wanted me to go work with them. He held a lot of negativity in him.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I tried to teach him, but he couldn't grasp the light. He grasped money, made plenty of money. But what is it when you haven't got respect of people?
That and
You
you
can
can't
take
take it
all
with
the
you.
you take all the money you have, forget about it. No, I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, another New Yorker.
New Yorker.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So is it? So Laura,
I was born on Ocean Parkway in New York and Brooklyn
it's amazing.
Wow,
many
nice.
years ago. And then I worked in I left when I was young. I was working in a big company then, and I always wanted to see what my ancestor said, a multiplicity of universes. So I said, "What?" And at that time it was 1960, and I said, "I'd like to work at NASA, but what can I do?" I said, "I'm not an engineer, but I like to draw." Aha, technical illustration. So I went to school. I learned, and I got a clearance. And I went down there, and Italian girls leaving at the age of 20 in 1960. That's unheard of. But my father said, "I trust you on the other side of the moon." And I went. So He taught me all the things of our family, the Maga, the church, the teachings of everything. My father's name was Salvatore Michael. He
So,
was
Lori,
supposed to become a Catholic priest, but didn't do it.
well,
So,
let me. I wanted to ask you that. So, is it called Stragaria? Is that what?
Stregaria, okay. Now,
Yeah.
the Strega is the folk witch, or what you would call witch, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the Maga, which my family, they go a little higher up. And they're not better than anybody else. Believe me. It's just that we go towards the magical learnings of all the religions of mankind. So we can learn to be kind and not be bigots. So this is what happens. So
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Lori. The 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 Stragaga, that's more like
Stragaria,
the Stragaria. That
Stregaria.
that's
That's the folk
doesn't that
witch.
have something a little bit to do with a gypsy, as in like that's something like with the root words.
No.
Okay.
Gypsies, they came from, they said Egypt. Gypsy, that's it.
Yeah, no,
There's
that I know, but it's very similar to. They have a form of witch, if I'm correct, with very similar tongue and very similar
they don't
word.
like witches, trust me.
No,
They call them
they
vestigia.
don't.
Vestigia. So, anyway, what happened is that, as I was telling you, I went to work at NASA. I worked in Huntsville, Alabama, and Cape Kennedy also. And I got to know Dr. Werner von Braun, who was Hitler's rocket scientist,
Wow.
who got to the moon. Oh, yes, very strange. But I
Wow.
saw, well, my ancestor, the Russians named the crater on the moon Giordano Bruno. He's well known in Europe, but he went ahead and he believed so much that it goes into every one of us in our family that we know him.
But was it hard, Lori, to be
So,
that, to be practicing what you practice in as an Italian in New York, where it's so heavily Catholic?
oh, wait a minute, my dear. We have nothing against Jesus Christ.
No, I know, but
Never.
did the Catholics have an issue against you? It's
No,
really.
they came to my mother a lot of times, take away my headaches, take away, and we need advice. And she saved many families, as I have done. A lot of little secrets are right here, and they will stay here. And some of them were very unsavory people, as you would say. But I think I would trust a lot of them more than I would some of these illegal, what do you call again, in the political office. At least you knew who they were. They weren't wolves in sheep's clothing.
Well,
Excuse me.
even some of the mafia had a lot of actually what some would consider ritualistic rites with
Yes, they
the
had
cards and
absolutely,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I'm very
And
well acquainted with all that. Yep.
some of us have saved lives of people.
Yeah. Isn't that
There are
amazing?
there are a lot of little secrets.
A lot. Yeah.
Lori,
And they never come
there.
out here. They stay right here.
Yep.
Lori,
Always.
do you think it's your certain bloodlines, like your own, are more naturally attuned to communicating with spirits?
Yes, I would say yes. However, every one of you out there have psychic ability. Every one of you, if you would take away the fear stops you. The fear will always stop people, okay? It, see, I don't know if I can cross the street. That's your first thing. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. The will is everything. But with
Intent.
respect to the spirit world, all right? Yes, you see, I've had to learn every religion. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. First commandment, Hebrew. I had to learn everything about Jesus Christ. Because if I didn't know all of these things, and Buddha, if I didn't, and every day I teach to learn and I learn to teach. I don't know it all. I know it is in the heart. And that's what it is. The religion of the magical energy is in the heart. If you have no heart, forget about it. It's not wearing a pointy hat. I don't own one. It's not wearing it pointy. And it's what you get to the point when you teach and you care. You know, I see people sit down sometimes in the street. They look hungry. I go put some money in their hand. A friend of mine said, "Why'd you do that?" Because I can and I will.
Mhm.
That's why I do it.
So
You understand me?
what is on your day to day in your shop? It's a magica. How do you pronounce your shop?
Magica, yes, I had to
Magica.
close Magica because
Okay.
my landlord, who's a very gracious man, and he's a lovely human being, wanted to make it into a condo. So Mr. Gigalta is a wonderful human being. And I'm so happy that he can make it into the condo. Bless him. God has blessed him. So a restaurant there in town called Rockefellers, Rockaffellas. Many years ago, they needed a little help. And I told them on February 18th, 20 years ago, they would sign papers and own the building. It seemed the man was selling the building where the big restaurant, big. It used to be, it's haunted too. Was an old church. It was a church, one of the first churches in Salem. But they made now, it went into a jewelry store. It was a bank. It was everything. So they finally came and they said, David McKillop, who owns the restaurant, will we be able to get this? I said, absolutely, you will. February 18th next year, you'll sign the papers. It was in October of the previous year. And February 18th, he signed the papers. So when he heard that my shop had to close, he said, Lori, he and his brother-in-law, Kevin, said, come here and read out of our restaurant. And they have been more than gracious to me and my son.
So you go there and you do your readings, and
I do my readings right out of Rockefeller's restaurant, which is on the corner of Washington and Essex Street in Salem. Yes, I
Right.
gave them a plug.
No, that's fine by me. So and is this sort of your, I mean, is the word witchcraft still used
Let
today,
me
or
tell
how
you
do
a
you?
little story about the word.
Yeah, please. Uh-oh.
The word witch.
Oh, there you go.
It's all right. You'll get me. You'll go back. The word witch. I was on a television show many years ago. I was 18 at the time. And they said, so, yeah, there was a ma'am, a Muslim cleric. There was a Roman Catholic priest, a born-again Christian, a Protestant, an agnostic. There was every religion there, and a rabbi. So what is a witch? They said. And they looked at me. I said, a witch is this. W, wisdom. I, integrity. T, truth. C, courage. H, honor. Which one of you follow that creed? I was 18 summers then, and the announcer said, had a mouth of babes. I said, how do you know I'm a babe? I might be older than you. Understand, we do reincarnate. What is a witch? If you have, and it's not running around with a big wand or wearing the pointy hat, a big cape. Some of us don't dress like that at all. It's what's in here that makes the magical practitioner, not the clothing you wear. I've seen some of them with their boobies hanging out. What is that? No, they're boobs. That's all they are, is boobs. You don't let everything hang out. Yes, I do wear my jewelry. I wear the pentacle with the one point up. Oh, but that's the witch's star. I said, now I'm going to surprise you. You know whose star this is? Star of Solomon, Stella Salomonis. David has the 6-pointed star, his son the 5. Well, why is that? Because when he was building the Temple of Jerusalem, what happened there was this. His master mason, Cyrus Abith, that's what the Masons say his name was murdered because he wouldn't give them the secret, the murderers. And Solomon sat there, I cannot build this temple. All of a sudden, the angel came. Michael, archangel. The name Michael, it means that who is he, that is she, whoever it is. has the energy of the Father. His name means he or she that is like the Father. So, from the top of his crown that he wore, he pulled out a 5-pointed star. The crown that Michael wears has 5 points. And that star is a symbol of the crown, which they say God the Father, God the Mother Father, put on his head. And he gave the ring, the ring or the symbol of the star, to Solomon. And he commanded both the demonic and the good spirits to build the temple of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim,
The
which
legend
is,
of
if you look
Solomon's
at it,
ring.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Now, the word Jerusalem, if you look at it very carefully, in the center you'll see it. Jerusalem. Very strange. Tis our outpost there, isn't it?
So yeah, well,
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
What
We have to understand.
are healing rituals a big part of your practice as well as readings?
Yes, we pray for.
They are.
Yes, we do. We do healings. We pray for people when they're ill.
Okay.
You are,
That
a
that that's
prayer
what
is
it
a
oh that's what
spell.
that's what a healing ritual is. Is it a spell or is it just
A
prayer?
prayer is a spell.
Okay.
What the will does it.
I
The
see.
will of seeing. You will, if it's in the power of drawing from this cosmos, the Lord of the universe, the lady, come and help me heal. I hold my left hand up and I put the right one out. Please help them. It's not me that heals. It's a greater force than I could ever be. I got a telephone though. I go, please help this person. All right. And if it's the will of God, of Goddess, Lord of the universe, Lady of the universe, it will happen. Okay?
So do you
Understand.
so Lori, is it then you're saying God, goddess, is it in your practice, and is it the Trinakian what church
Trinacrian Rose.
Trinakian Rose Church? Is there a
Trinacrian,
is there a deity? Is there a main deity in your faith?
it is light.
Light.
We call on the light. On the light of all lights that created the universe, that created the vast cosmos. There is no name for Our Lady and Lord. There is no name. Only the power of love. When you put that power together, you can move a mountain, my dear. That's why I cannot take what I see today. Hate. Make America great, yes, but get away from the hate. Yes, there are those people that have done evil. They have to be taken down. But they have to understand with mercy. Mercy is the key. Too many people live with the ego, evil going onward. Oh, stop it. The word hate, heal all the evil, Hate. Heal all the evil. It has to be that way. We have to learn the politicians who stand there and pander to you and promise you and give you nothing and fill their pockets with gold. Send 10 million to this, okay, and then they only take $1 million and send a kickback. How come so many people out there in Washington live in mansions? I want to know. On their salaries, how do they do that? They must be getting a kickback from somebody. Oh, the mafia is terrible. We know that. But then there's the legalized mafia. You will pay with your soul one day, my dears. Oh, you can laugh now. Send our men to war and our women to war. But you will pay the cost.
Lori,
Trust me.
Lori, are curses real? Is that
Oh,
something that
Bella, when you when you hurt somebody and look in the mirror, guess what? You just gave yourself the biggest malarkey in the world that you hurt somebody. You do it to yourself, disgraziata. You did it. Excuse me, that's Italian. It means ungracious one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It-
but do people practice that? I mean, do people do curses still in your? Have you come
Oh,
across
please,
this?
let them do all the curses they want. God knows how many I have on me, but that's okay. I've seen them all get it, and I've gone to their funerals. And I never have to light a candle against them. They've already lit theirs, and they burn their own butts. I said that on.
That's okay. That's okay. Lori, do you follow sort of modern day witchcraft or social media in any way, or follow what people are doing and how they're modifying these practices? Or
Do their own thing. I don't care what they do. They can do what they want, but I know the most sacred is to care. And you stand there in the light of the moon, Mother, grant me this boon that I can turn this world and heal. Because in your light, I can clear the blight and make a most beautiful path filled with your holy light. Oh, Mother, hear this prayer this night. Hear this spell. Take away evil and put it in its own private hell. Oh, did I say mischief? The gods like mischief. Trust me.
So,
Imagine,
so
you know, even the prayers, what the prayers are, it's over and over, rhetoric. But if you sit there and you say, "Dear Mother Mary, dear Son Jesus, I ask this in your name. I seek no fame. I want to do the things that are true, that bring a blessing, not just to me, but I honor you." Now, see that? Very simple. I just made that up.
so
you're a
Lori, let
poet.
me ask you a question. In
I'm sorry.
all the years of your practice,
Yeah.
and just everything that you've gone through, everything you experienced, have you ever experienced anything that you would consider your opposite, or something that has to do with witchcraft in that title, that
The
would be
negative force, you mean? Demonic?
not demonic? I'm talking. Well, I mean, it could be a demonic force working through another human that considers themselves a witch or a practicer
Oh,
or
have
anything
I
like
ever?
that. But like someone that just was honest and was like, "Hey, listen, I am darkness. I am hate. I am all these things that are your opposite." Have you ever come across anything like that?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, may we hear a story?
Well, I worked for somebody once that called me the C word,
You?
and I
It's not
took him
how
to,
I would describe you.
court.
So
And
you use legal means
yes, I did.
as opposed to
I
spiritual
did
means.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. And he had that habit of calling all women the C word. But yes,
Wow.
he called himself also a warlock, which means an oath breaker.
Yes.
Warlock means oath breaker.
Yes, warlock, oath breaker.
Yes.
Oath breaker.
Interesting.
No oath, no spell.
No
Yep. Yep.
spell.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Yes, I have met something. My father was an exorcist. Okay.
Oh,
My father was an exorcist. I just dropped
Okay.
the phone.
no, that's okay.
My father was an exorcist, and he was supposed to be, his uncle also was an abbot in the church. You see, in Italy, a lot of the Stregone or Mago hid inside of the church. And you want to know why? What better place than to hide if somebody's going to try to hurt you? And they would warn the family, uh-oh, watch out. How would they warn the family? Well, they would go to the communion and they would turn the communion this way, up and down. That's not desecrating it. That's just saying, hide everything, they're coming. All right? And that's how they protected themselves. Because even though we practiced the light and not the darkness, we were a rival to the political religio people. Understand?
I feel like your sort of disdain for politics really stems from your ancestry in terms of like the persecution you
Absolutely.
received.
I don't
It's like,
blame her. I mean, look what's
no, I
going
don't
on
blame
these
her at
days.
all. But it's like,
You know?
They
it's
murder
like
in the name
consistent-
of God. How odd.
Yeah.
Walk, stone, skull and bone. The beginning of that poem tells you something there.
Mhm.
Yes, they hide behind the cross. They hide behind a flag. And they do the most heinous crimes. My husband died because 2 years ago I lost the best part of my life, my husband.
I'm sorry.
And he was the most beautiful Luciano Giuseppe Sforza. Remember the name I give you. Now, Sforza. And I'll tell you the story that goes with that. Talk about reincarnation. It's right there. Now, went ahead and he went and fight in Vietnam. He was the only son of the family, but he went. He didn't run over he loved America. And I believe he still loves America because sometimes they get little messages here and there. So he went and fight for our country. And Dow Chemical and Monsanto had a lobbyist. Oh, use these chemicals, it'll destroy the jungles. The jungles are still there. However, our 300,000 servicemen and women died because of Agent Orange when they came home. There's a war with 58,000, but they don't talk about the 300,000 of our men and women that died and the 400,000 Vietnamese that died. Oh, they don't talk about this. I talk about it.
And it
And
still
I
goes
said it
on.
time and time
And
again.
it still goes
And
on.
the beast goes
Chemicals still
on.
used.
And the beast
Chemicals
goes on.
still used cause cancer and illness
Yes.
with our military.
Yes,
It is
and I
a
think
very
there's
common
somebody
thing.
trying there's somebody in Washington right now that's trying to stop it. Okay?
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
It's going to happen. Now,
Yeah, hopefully.
so he passed away after 26 years of being ravaged by this disease. Luciano Giuseppe Sforza, one of the most beautiful human beings. He wasn't the father of my children. He's my third husband. First one I tried to put through college. The second one died. My son's father was a beautiful human being and lived in the north end of Boston. Antonio Spagnolo. He was the best too. Now, his family.
Hold on a second, Lori. Hold on a second, Lori. You broke up just a little right there. Can you start that story over? You broke up just a little bit starting that story.
Okay, Luciano Sforza, my
Mhm.
husband. He went ahead and helped me raise my two children. Okay, by two other men. He's a beautiful human being. His family, the Sforzas, ruled Milan. He's descended from them. There was one Sforza that was in the time of Giordano Bruno, who was every great Italian family had to have a priest or somebody in the Vatican. He was there in the Vatican. He said, "Son, how could you kill Giordano Bruno? How could you wish death upon this man?" His name was Sforza. Giordano Bruno's descended, married to Sforza. This. You talked about the soul. You talked about proof. I saw it in my lifetime. Okay? He was the most beautiful human being any woman could have in her life. He picked up the pieces and he made a family. I miss him desperately. He passed away on September the 24th, 2022, the day
Wow.
before his 81st birthday. He liked
Wow.
older women.
Like told her,
I was 18 months older than him.
that's funny. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. It does sound like an incredible person for sure.
Yes, he does.
He's with me. He's here always.
Lori, just to slightly switch gears, I read that you used to help the police with missing persons. Is that true?
Yes. And I can tell you the story of one because it did go out in I did a lot, many, and free of charge. I do not take blood money. No. So this girl was missing in Clinton, Massachusetts. Her name was Nikki Evangelist. In July of 1991, she went missing. In December that year, a friend of their family came to see me. Her name was Cindy, okay? And Cindy sat there. I said, Cindy, I'll give you lottery numbers. That's what you like to do. How do you know that? I said, because I know. That's all you want to do. You got a good home, you got a good family. But Linda and Susan need me. Say that again? I said, Linda and Susan. Tell them it's free of charge. She says, she says, I was going to ask you about that. I said, tell them to bring me something of the sister. But it was a girl. I said, So they came to see me in December that year. I sat there with them. I lived in Medford, Massachusetts at that time. I sat with them, and I said, your sister had cut off jeans, and she went to she didn't even dry her hair that day. She went to get the car so you could go to the beach. Yeah, this what happened. The shirt was yellow, and the jeans was like blue jeans, but cut off. She went to a place that had a big bird on the front of it. Not eagle, falcon. Falcon Bar was in Clinton, Massachusetts. I said she met a man there who said he would give her the car to use so you kids could all go to the beach. He went and took her to his house. It had a bow front. Down the cellar, there was also a tree cut down in the front yard. Oh my God, he stifled her. Oh my God, plastic bag, duct tape. $5 bill is written on the wall where she is. It's a culvert. Go find your sister. And as they left, I said, by his own mouth, Brian Pease will be caught. His name wasn't Pease, it was Pierce. They left the house that day, went downstairs, out the door. I said, by his own mouth, he will be condemned. Well, he was in a place, I think it might have been a bar somewhere, and he was shooting his mouth off. And how he got away with murder. But he was talking to a police informant. Justitia, justice is done. Now, what happened is that they went to the place where there was $5 bill written on the wall, on the brick, a culvert with water, and they found Nikki there. And they put her in hallowed ground. No money. I paid nothing. That's as I told you, but blood money. Never. And they buried her. The family, Sam Evangelist, they live in Texas now. He and Bonnie, his wife, they're still my friends close to me. They're my family. I call them the Evangelist family. And I love them. Now, as she was buried, they found this man. He's still in jail. And he's not coming out. She was born in January. Beautiful girl. I'm telling you, that girl is still in my heart and will never part. Because how she died was 19 years old. You stifled her life out. All your life you will rot where you are. Oh yes, the Strega do have that habit. When I was born, they brought me to where we lived in New York, because we didn't have a mountain there, so we went on top of the tenement. And all the family was there, and they blessed me. Your name is Virginia, Victoria, Gloria, Justitia, Luciana, Justitia, means justice. The mother and justice dwell in you. All right? And that's what my name is, justice.
Lori, how did were they visions when this was going on? How did you?
Yes.
get to a place to
I
figure out
put
this story
that
was happening.
yellow plastic earrings and I put them in my ear and I heard her, help me, help me, help me. A soul called. And I said, justice for you, little one. Justice for you. I don't care if he ever knows, if he ever hears this podcast. Yes, Mr. Pierce. Never the light of day you shall see. You took the beautiful life of Nikki. Stay where you are and think what you've done. As rising moon and setting sun, so will it be, and I am justified. I guess I taught you a little spell.
Do you believe in? I mean, is vengeance like?
Oh,
How
I
does that
believe
fit in?
justice.
Justice.
Justitia. No vengeance. Oh, no, I don't do vengeance, honey. It's
Okay.
not, when you do something wrong, you sing your sorrow song.
Right.
When you hurt someone, you got to look in the mirror. You can't fool the man in the mirror or the lady in the mirror.
Right. That's why. Have you ever done? Do you still do that for police missing persons? Was that
When
just
they
one?
come to me, when they come to me, I don't volunteer. Like they had Karen Reed's trial here in Boston. She was accused of running over her boyfriend. No, I said a prayer for her. That's all. Justice must be done. And she was innocent. And she's free. But it wasn't me that just did it. A lot of
Right.
people were saying prayers for her because
Right.
they knew something was wrong here. And now the investigation will start to find out who took the life of John O'Keefe. And this man, or whoever men, they were the life thieves, and they will pay. Knock,
How's
knock.
that old? How's that old saying go? The only difference between justice and vengeance is what lies in your heart, or however it goes.
That's right. Do
Mhm.
good and forget. In Italian, we say, fai buona scorda, fai male pensa, which means do good and forget. Do remember. Knock, knock.
Oh, you got the best quotes, Lori, for sure.
I
They
live
are
my,
they are quite wonderful. So
my
going back a little bit to what John was asking you, do you are there dark spirits? Do you come across
yes,
those? And then how do you protect yourself from those?
I do protect myself from those. Let me tell you
I mean,
something right
because you
now.
are human, right? We're all subject to temptation and things like that. So how do you protect yourself?
I say my prayers very, very strong. I will not allow you entrance into my mind, my soul, my heart, my body. Unclean entity, be gone. You have no place with me. I walk the path most bright, and I will not deal with you, whether it's in the day or the night. Be gone. And you can say in the name of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and in the name of anything that you believe. You understand me? That
Mm-hmm.
is a powerful force of light, which is like a sword, and you can combat anything. As long as you believe that it is of the light, you can combat anything. My father was an exorcist, yes, taught by the Roman Catholic abbot that was his uncle, yes. And I know Curie Romanum. I have the books of the exorcism. Yes, my father taught me. Why? Because he knew the world was not so nice. Yes. Oh my God! But your wish. Mm-mm. You know, Jesus Christ was a very good practitioner of the magical world, and what he practiced was love. That word love, geez, I'm telling you, so that can move a mountain, can it?
Lori, do you have you ever had to free someone from an attachment of like a dark attachment of any kind?
I used to go into houses and bless them. I don't anymore because I will show you one day if you want to see. I went to a house that was owned by an attorney here, and she lived in Middleton, Massachusetts. When the first time I ever went in that house, I went upstairs to the bathroom. I was picked up and thrown in a chair. I said, "Whoa, hey, I'll be back. Right now, I'm going through a lot, but I can't. Wow, this." I said, "What is upstairs?" "Oh, you felt it." I said, "Yes, I did, didn't I? You knew it, but you wanted to see if I would feel it. So you understand me? You want to play games when they don't." Later, 2 years later, I went back there. She was selling the house. I said, "Okay, Lynn, I'll come there." I went with 2 friends, Rose and Kathy.
You had backup.
Rose is is a ghost hunter. She was. Kathy was a born again Christian. I said, "Go with me. Hey, come on, let's go." So we went up into the top of the house, and out of the closet came this dark figure. Oh, yes, it was dark, all right. I think I lost one of you.
Don't worry, guys. I dropped off screen, but the show must go on. Remember, I told you, tech issues.
It's
Oh,
it's it's still recording. You keep telling the story. I'm glued. You got me. You got me hooked.
So that's right. So anyway, what happened is that we went into the room there. All of a sudden, out of the corner of that closet came a man with a top hat on.
Oh, the top hat, man.
The top hat
hmm
and a waistcoat. And I said, "I know who you are."
I'm back if you even care.
And in doing that, it moved away. The smell, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And we took pictures with one of these type of cameras like this here, like your portable. You can't get a double exposure on them, can you? My feet were
It's rare. It's super rare. The chances are so low to get a double exposure like that.
my feet were
So
on the floor, but the other body was up. The
with the other
soul.
body was up.
Do you want to see the pictures of the soul? Yes. I was saying the prayers that I knew very carefully, and all of a sudden I felt the scratches on my back. I said, I used the prayers of the Catholic Church, Gloria Romanum, the Roman ritual. I have the books here. My father, they were. And I went ahead, and this thing left. It was like that.
So what do you think?
Right
What do you
now,
think the top net?
I'm going to tell you the finale. I went home.
It's not over yet. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. My husband saw the scratches on my back. He says, "Who called you? You must never do this again. Promise me I don't want to lose you." Okay, Lou. I never did. I didn't do any more. I did a lot before that. Now, what does this do? Oh, now, P.S. postscript. 3 weeks later, that house burned down after the new owners owned it.
Wow.
All right. And they built a new house on that property on Lake Street in Middleton. Now, Massachusetts. Now, what do you call again? What is it that we do? I use the forces of light. I don't care what religion it is. If it's good, it's good. If it's evil, it's evil. Okay? Now, why would I go ahead and give a prayer and the Latin when it's Hebrew? You understand me? I go to what the people believe in because this is what I was taught. That's why the MAGA has to learn all the religions. You understand? Not just so I know Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. They hear the first commandment. They're not, all about and Jesus' name. So if I was working with something, the Mago and Mago have to learn all the religions of mankind so that they know how to help someone. They have to learn to be positive.
So So Lori, can I just interrupt you real quick? Sorry. Is it, and John, I think this speaks to like, if this speaks to a lot what you're saying. It sounds like it's less about the words and more about the intent behind them.
Intent is everything. I always say.
Is that right?
It
Is that safe? Is that fair to say
Intent
for you?
is everything.
Intention.
Yep.
Intention is everything. The light is the
Everything.
light, the dark is the dark. There's no gray area. Either you're going to do the right or the wrong. Don't say, well, if I do this, then baloney. Don't try to whitewash your bad energy. It doesn't work. It still comes out gray and has holes in it. You must understand to care about humanity. I think they should learn that in Washington. Humanity. When we made the church, our Lord and Lady, the Trinacrian Rose, the word Trinakria is Greek. Trinakria is spelled in Greek, but Trinacria, it means 3 capes. The island of Sicily, where this was derived from, has 3 capes. It's triangle. Now, so when we went for our church papers in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we're legally a church since 1993. Dennis Kirkpatrick and Mary were the first people with me to bring this guest, Kirkpatrick. Isn't that funny? They're Irish too. We have all people on this church, their energies. So anyway, what happened is that we went up there and they said, well, what does this church entail? And I said to them, and Dennis said, humanity, in service to humanity. Do you know they stamped those papers in 5 minutes? They asked no more. They said, this is what a church should be. Caring. Yes, I would charge dues $25 a year from everybody. You know what we do with them? Dennis goes and gets the food cards and gives them to the poor. Isn't that funny? No, I'm not the Vatican. I don't wear a crown on my head. Neither did Jesus Christ wear a crown on his head.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love that.
they carry the cross, but before it was SPQR. They're the Roman legions in drag. What did I say?
So, Lori, what do you?
I caught that, Lori. I caught it.
Lori, what do
They
you
might try to
think?
burn me. Try. I got news for you. It'll rain.
Right, there you go. What do you think the top hat man is? The one that you saw in that house that ended up burning.
Was evil. The
Okay.
personification of evil, who wanted to hurt children.
Okay.
That's who this pervert was.
Mm.
You know something? What I'm seeing now is like in Washington.
So Lori froze again right here, but you're going to have to take my word for it. We could sort of figure out what she said, but it had to do with perverts, the Washington, lawmakers, getting cadaver dogs in Epstein Island. Just trust us. It was funny. It was funny.
And they hide things very nicely in their bank accounts. Send $5 million over there. We get 4, and they keep $1 million. Called kickback time. Did I say that? Shame
Did
on
I
me.
say that? That's the motto of the thing, which is really great. You know what's funny, Lori? We tend to, on this podcast, have been really trying, to examine spirit communication, and what are we talking to, what, the survival after life and all of these things. And it's, your even your spiritual point of view to it is still based around a light and an energy, which is what John, you could tell Lori what you think, what your experience has been talking to spirit and what you're finding in terms of memory. But it is interesting how it's still in the same sandbox, if you will, right?
Yeah,
go ahead, John.
So basically, I believe.
John has done this since he was about 6 years old.
I'm sorry, Lori, I couldn't hear you.
You've been with spirits since you were 6 years old.
As I do have some early memories as a child. I usually don't dive into them because I can't remember if it was more in my imagination or if it was actually something. So it is a possibility, Lori. That is very much a possibility. So my whole theory on on spirits is that they're memory, because I'm more of a scientific kind of guy. I believe that energy can't be created or destroyed. You know, the whole full circle thing that you're speaking about, and you know, that we're dealing with our past memory. You know, like, so for example, the husband that you speak so highly of, I with my theories, you know, I believe that he's with you. I believe that you got some of that energy, those memories, and you said it perfectly about DNA. You know, it embeds into our DNA.
Yeah.
You know, that's just that's my theory on it. So,
So they're quite correct. According to the way I saw it, your theories on this are very correct. There's so much that science can't explain. There was
Yeah.
in Mass General Hospital, well, quite a few years ago. They wanted to see if the soul existed. They put weights on the bed of people who were terminally, not well. And
All right.
about a quarter of a pound when they died, half a pound, and even a pound left the body. It got less. Whether it was things of the body leaves. All right? I feel that. When it's time, it will leave. I know. I've seen things. I've felt things around my family.
So,
go ahead,
Lori,
John.
It's there.
real quick, Lori, this is completely off topic. You have a lot of beautiful jewelry on. Is that a moth? Did I see? Is that a bee
Is
or
that
a
a what?
moth on your necklace? Is that a bee
Bee.
or a moth?
Bee. It's a bee.
It's a bee.
Little bee.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's very pretty, very pretty. I love your jewelry. It's on point.
Oh, it's a
You
bee.
know.
It's a bee.
Yeah,
It's a bee. That's a
We
bee.
got you. It's a B.
it's a bee. Awesome.
Lori, I got a couple questions, and then we're going to let you go. Just to wrap
Okay.
up, a couple things I want to, get your take on here. So, what guidance would you give someone looking to explore, a real authentic or the traditional quote unquote witchcraft or spiritual healing today in a digital age, driven by trends and media and things like that? How would you guide someone to do what you do?
I would say learn about psychic self-defense first. Number one, learn to protect yourself from anything that might be out there. Okay? Any negative force. And one of the best books I've ever read, and I was read when I was a little girl, it was Psychic Self-Defense by Dion Fortune. She lived in 1921, 22, it was written. But it's written a little archaic, but the point of the matter is to protect yourself from
Is
any
she
and
in
all
Cape
negative.
May? Did she write that in Cape May? Is that the author from Cape May, New Jersey?
No,
Yeah.
she was from England. Her real name was Violet Firth, Firth. But she lived in England, and she was part of the Brotherhood of Light.
Ah,
Very fantastic lady, very kind woman. She knew her stuff. Let me put it that way. She knew her stuff.
So
And
the first
both
thing is to protect yourself
protection.
psychically. Got it.
I use the Archangel Michael as my protection a lot. Yes, I said what I do, yes. But there are other things I do also, and I don't say. They have to be kept a secret to you. You can make up your own little words, like a poem that seals off the psychic. Like, let's say, Mary had a little lamb that seals the psychic door. You could make any poem you want of yours that seals that psychic door off. If you're afraid, like if you're out somewhere and have a funny sense of, hey, there's danger, use that poem that seals the door so no one can get into it. Okay? I like to always keep nails, what they call wrought iron nails in my left pocket. Why would I do that? In a little red bag. Now, you see cemeteries, they have a lot of time iron on them.
Arg.
hold on a second, Lori. You started breaking up, John. I don't know if she was breaking up for you. She was breaking up for me. You're saying you're just sort of just breaking up a little bit. You're talking. You mentioned at cemeteries they use iron, and iron is
iron fence around the cemetery.
yeah,
Iron fence,
and
and then the plots, and then some plots are even iron. Iron plots with the iron gates. She's 100% correct on that.
Yeah.
and you said the iron means what? What does the iron mean?
Iron protects you against negative force. Like I always carry in my red bag, I make an equilateral cross of it. And I put it in a little red bag and I carry it with me on my left side. Because the left is where you're taking energy in. The right is where you give it out. Okay, so you protect yourself with the iron nails and a little red bag in your left pocket. I use silver a lot. It's a protective metal. Gold is beautiful, but silver is like the silver bullet. Hello?
Yeah.
That's not a joke. Use the silver to protect yourself. I wear silver bracelet on my left arm. Yes, I do wear gold on the other arm. Why do I have gold? Because let me tell you something. Many years ago, when people were being killed, understand me, by inquisitions and such, we had to have jewelry. Many of us played our way out of countries with that. And always we've had jewelry that would buy your life, okay? Imagine going up to an enemy and saying, here's my AT&T stock. Say, you know where you can put that, okay? But if you give a piece of jewelry across the border, you understand? Always keep that. They used to call it a sack, a little sack.
Sure.
That's what
That
they
makes that's true. That's amazing.
protect
Lori,
yourselves. Always protection.
one last question for you, and again, thank you for your time. So, after decades of readings, blessings, house blessings, church work,
Yes.
what gives you the greatest sense of fulfillment today?
To see people happy and families together and people caring for each other, no matter who they are or what genders they are. Just love each other and cut the hate. Cut it out.
Seems simple enough, right?
So
Respect
simple and
each other.
perfect.
The one word, respect. Respect each other. That's the biggest thing. Respect.
John, it's so true. John, I have no more questions for Lori. She's been fantastic. Do you have anything else you want to?
No, I just want to say that you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much for your
you
wealth
are
of knowledge
amazing.
and wisdom for
Oh.
us, during this podcast. It was incredible having you as a guest. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it really is something else. It's not what people would think of when they think Salem witch.
Yeah,
and
I loved every second of it.
People need a wake up call.
Universal witch, universal maga, universal mago. Listen to me. You both are trying to put the truth out there. Please do. Please. We're not your Hollywood stereotype. A lot of them don't even know what they're doing. They need to learn. You see, this is our cross of our church. Oh my God, she's wearing a cross. Yes, it is. It's the equilateral. It has a star in the middle, the pentacle. Yes. But it means all equality for all humanity. And all the animal world. Love your animals. Oh my God, yes. Love all that lives. And you will live. Because in living you are giving, and in giving you are living. Blessed be to thee, now through all eternity. And with love, I say good night. And keep the light. It scares the darkness. Love you.
Love you too, Lori. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Don't break up right at the goodbyes.
Yeah, break it up right at the goodbyes. But hey, listen, really appreciate your time and your knowledge and your wisdom on all your subjects. It was great hearing your stories.
Yeah, it was
Loved
super
every
fun.
second of it. Thank you so much.
All right, Lori.
I love you.
Love you too.
All of you out there.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Bye, Lori.
Bye, Bella. Take care.
Bye.
All right.
That was that was a trip, man.
Right?
I mean, it's like
Listen, I was stressing out trying to get over here to do this, and you were, and I 100% throwing it out there. I even texted Gary, and I was like, "Yo, I don't think I could do the podcast today. Interview her by yourself." And Gary was like, "Okay, dude, no problem, but I think you should be here for this." And I was like, "All right, fine," and you were 100% correct.
It's really interesting, right? I think it's
really, she was great.
But like, no joke, I do think it's interesting. She's got this literally centuries old lineage that she can trace back, right? Like centuries old of her family line. She doesn't need, 23andMe to do it. She knows where it was. And the belief system is so similar to your belief system, but hers is rooted in a spiritual place, and yours is a scientific place, mm-hmm. right? Which is just talk about the arc of things. And it's so funny how most people we're talking to tend to agree what a soul is, Yeah. And it's like, especially with the dichotomy of her, having a Catholic back, because let's face it, you're not Italian, she's definitely got a Catholic background, and then still having this, taking that and creating their own sort of system through it, you know what I mean? It becomes a whole, you and I both know the Catholic Church and with all that, not all that is. So for her to take that stand and her family stand, and it got her family burned and exiled for it. So it's just sort of like, to still go around and believe that stuff. It's wild, dude. And look, it's a whole other avenue to spirit communication, right? This sort of the
So I didn't, I brought it up a little bit with her, but I could tell, like, not that she wouldn't want to talk about it, but she was going to be very secretive, like on her end about the subject. Dude, when it comes to Italians and witchcraft, all right, it's just so prevalent, dude. Even with the mafia, when you get, when you become a made man, a lot of people don't know that there's actual rituals involved with that. It has to do with pricking, some of them are like pricking your finger with blood and, putting it on the card and putting it to your head. And like, it depends on what, right? It depends on what clan you're getting indoctrinated into, because it's actually more clans than it is like family, but that's besides the point. And then when it comes over to the New World, we consider it family and mafia and all that. But over in Italy, for example, it's more clan and clan warfare and things like that. So with the clans, I mean, listen, they'll drink their bodily fluids. They do a bunch of rituals that are not spoken about. And it's wild.
But this is what's more wild to me, too. It's like when you're talking about, she's in like Brooklyn, and they're going to church on Sunday.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right. And then it's like, all right, we tried all that. Now let's go see the Brunos and check out these witches. You know what I mean? Let's go see the witch, because we need some extra help. And it's like, so that all the faith and the thing and like all this and that is thrown out the window. You know what I mean? It's just the hypocrisy, I guess, is sort of all of it. And you know what I mean? That we have to deal with all the time.
You know what? Like, it's almost like what she was getting at is that there is this like secret sect in the church that has to do with witchcraft. Like if you listen to what she was saying, it was like almost like this like secret, but it's again going back. It's the same thing with the clans and the mafia and their secret rituals of being, accepted into the family. And the loyalty rituals and all that, which is insane. So listen, it was a great episode. She was awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah. Hey, check this out. Did I show you this? The thing I got. Look. Do you see that?
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Guys, I'm showing John a new our logo here in neon form to sort of things up in the.
It's just like how I have the Santa Paranormal logo,
Yeah.
That is badass, perfect. Dude. I love it.
Perfect. John, this is a good one, man.
Yeah.
Until next time, more spirit conversation.
That's it.
That'll be it.
Gary.
All right.
Have a good one.
I'll talk to you.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening.
That's it for this week's Splintered Spirits. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Till next time.